Hello and good evening. Welcome to the No Exit Experience. I'm not stuck here with you. You're stuck here with me. Why is the timer stuck?
Yeah, why is the timer stuck? Do we got to redo this a third time?
Okay. So here I have Vanessa to my left. I got Richard. I got Tom on the
Drums.
on the kit. Got
kit?
Brian and the Prez way the hell out there.
Kit, like heroin?
I have two of Celeste, and
Lou Reed.
the timer will be in effect, Celeste. That's applied directly to you.
Yeah, he has it out for you.
No, you.
Not me.
But
I'm not the inspiration.
here's the thesis of our show, that l'enfer c'est les autres. That I'm going to read this in French first and then in English so you get the whole point. Alors c'est l'enfer, je n'aurais jamais cru. Tu te souviens de ce qu'on nous a raconté sur les chambres de torture, le feu et le soufre, le mort brûlant? Des histoires de bonnes femmes? Pas besoin de tissionner chauffés en rouge. L'enfer, c'est les autres. So this is hell. I never believed it. You remember all we were told about the torture chambers, the fire and brimstone, the burning marl. Old wives' tales. There's no need for red hot pokers. Hell is other people. And so that's like where it's at, because we're going to hit it and quit it.
I don't know if I want the whole point. I want just the tip.
Yeah, you're not lucky enough to get any of that.
I don't want any.
Well, then,
I'm addicted to Jesus.
Okay, what's
like
our first topic will be, we're going to redux on mooching, because we broached it last week, but I heard a story that was really compelling. I don't have all the details, but I just know there was a guy who was having a function, and or not a function, they were doing some work, but the guy said, I'll get you lunch. So one of the people that was there called all his friends and said, come on over for free food. That's the biggest dick move in the Western world.
It depends on the perspective. If you were the friends, it was pretty dope. But if you were the guy buying it, it wasn't. Hey, Tom, turn me up a little bit. I'm a little bit buried.
And no, it's not a perspective thing, because if you don't have any perspective, that's a dick move. Because what if the person buying the lunch didn't have the money? Now the other person made a choice with his money.
Down and Vanessa up. I don't hear Jason.
You can't hear me?
Hey, where's
I see
Jason?
your mouth moving, and I hear little sounds, but there's no clarity.
Well, that's not new for me. That's just like me. That's my everyday.
Yeah, it's him being him.
You're one to talk.
I know I am, and I just
And
did.
so that's my that's my take about more mooching, because mooches never appreciate what they do, because they never say thank you, and they always expect more. And I can't believe that the mooching people. It was like at the Superdome when people were after Katrina, when people are getting free water and they're complaining about it because of the temperature. Dude,
I want to say real quick, like when Richard brought up the whole thing of him having candy for his friend.
The candy van?
Candy?
Him having candy for his friend from school. I'm seeing less and less of them today. You still see it, rarely, like a cup of coffee for somebody, but the reciprocative, the appreciativeness of it, it's very rare today, and it's unfortunate.
So that would mean that gratitude is on the decline.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and at times it was hard to grow cold, and that's what's happening.
Well, I'd like to thank all of you, Richard and Jason and the Prez, for being nice to me and helping me in the past.
Well, better late than never, I guess.
I always meant to thank you if I didn't.
No, you never did, not once.
Well, thanks.
When I was carting your ass all over creation and buying you food.
Well, I didn't mean to not thank
I don't know.
you.
Can somebody do something about Jason's mic?
His mind?
Because
his microphone. She can't hear him. She's just moving his lips.
It's breaking up really badly. Everybody else is fine except his.
Well,
ooh, it's an act of God.
I was thinking that might be. That's not a bug. That's a feature.
Well, I think what Celeste is saying.
Be stuck with you.
The signal of your voice is too powerful, and it's overloading Zoom.
Hey.
Whatever you need to do.
You sounded like the Devo Peekaboo video there.
No,
that
Peekaboo was Susie and the Banshees.
That was another Peekaboo, but there was one called by Devo too. Remember?
Peekaboo. Okay, so what's our next topic? Fire away.
Do you want me to get some pictures up?
Oh, Richard, what do you have for today?
Is anybody aware of something called anonymous video analytics? We have a picture of it.
Oh, so that's way in the back.
Yeah, Vanessa will find the picture.
Oh, which one? Is this the one?
Yeah.
Okay. Here we go.
Okay, so this was only a matter of time before somebody figured this out. As you know, when you're driving down the thruway, you will see electronic billboards.
Yeah.
Okay, and or you might be in a shopping mall and you'll see electronic billboards.
You might
and
see
they
me.
change, right, depending upon who pays for the ad. Sometimes you only pay for like a tenth of it, and there's 9 other people, and then they just scroll through the ads. Well, something new now.
Yeah.
They're putting a video camera on the electronic billboard. And when you walk past it, it looks at you and it says, oh, look at this person's age, look at their sex, and look at what their eyes are looking at on the billboard. They will probably be interested in this ad. So it's profiling you.
Based on like what, your retinal scan?
Well, if you remember the movie Minority Report from 2001, that was one of the things that all the newspapers and all the things, it was coded on your eyes, and that it would do exactly that. Your news stories would change and things that were more aimed towards you. And because like that was the guy sitting on the subway who sees Tom Cruise and he sees it on the paper and he puts it together, that because Tom Cruise was wanted at the time, and his story says it. And but you see the eyes flip like they're robots that not like they're human. They see the eyes, but they are all human. But that's just the machine's reading them.
I love Lord
So we're entering in a world where pretty much now, wherever we go, somebody's going to be trying to sell us something
That's how it's always been.
based on our
Richard, is that-
profile.
It's always been that way.
Is that beneficial?
Thank
No.
you, Brian. That's the question you got to ask.
Depends on if you're into finance or not, or
It
capitalism.
may or may not. It's beneficial to the advertiser, sure, because
yeah.
they're trying to get more people in their pockets. But what if it is something that the consumer does need? Is it really beneficial?
It could be.
Well,
Depends on the thing.
I think you're onto something there, Brian, because shut up and take my money. If it's stuff that I want,
Oh, I know.
and I'm going to buy anyways, like don't advertise Pepsi to me because I'm going to buy Coke. And if you
Yeah.
give me a deal for Coke, screw it, I'm buying it, Shut up and take my money.
Right.
So, Jason, you're saying your mind is conditioned in a way where you're not influenced by advertising.
Not consciously, subconsciously, I'm sure. But I told you the story about the Keppra, right?
The Keppra?
Yeah, so this was 2007. I had a mug from a drug rep, and Keppra was relatively new. It's an anti-seizure drug, but it had a symbol, a K that looked like a Lego, because it's part of the pieces of what you put together. And I remember it was a Sunday night, and I talked to the neurosurgeon about something, and he said, load a gram of Keppra IV. And I said, really? It's available IV? And he says, yeah. I looked at that mug every day for a year, and I didn't put 2 and 2 together. That it was IV. I'm looking at it it's like, it's looking at the grapes, and you're saying, I love those green grapes. I say, yeah, me too. Have you seen any recently? It was like that. I mean, it was that obvious. So if it's my interest, because one of the things that I think frustrates people is directed advertising. When you look up one thing once, not the thing you look up all the time, but one thing once, and that's the one that you get,
On your news feed all of a sudden.
It's on my Amazon account.
Yeah.
Well, that's why I'm happy that I don't know what I ever looked at, but I get science stories and I get fine art stories.
Porno.
Okay, what about the present, Brian? Are you guys okay with a world where everywhere you turn, someone is going to try to sell you something?
Well, I think it's
I've been aware of situations where the world looks at me and the Holy Spirit looks at me, and they have 2 very different ways of looking at me. But I can trust the Holy Spirit to be fair and loving, and the way the world looks at me is not necessarily all that great.
And I think it's inevitable. It's going to happen. And do I choose to conform and adapt it to my everyday living, which I hardly do, because like Jason, it's subjective, I think. I think it's, I may not consciously be aware that I'm giving into it or whatever, but it may just happen. So I don't know. It depends on what the product is, I think, and how badly I actually need it. Not want it, but do I need it? Will it be beneficial to my life?
How about you, Celeste? You like the world
Well,
we're developing around ourselves?
Well, let's say that if you're in design school, part of what you are told
Turn the volume
your
down.
job is to create things for people who don't know they want it, and then get them to buy it.
Yeah, give,
Nice.
That's
Yeah.
that's a discussion that you have. So when you have people in the world, and the whole purpose is to create things for you to want that you don't even know you want, and then convince you to get it because now you do want it. It's the path to the brain is going to be further exploited, and I think this is really a lot of the complaints now that parents are having with younger people, kids in their home, because they're being mesmerized by the things that are happening in social media, and asking for and demanding things that are not really, I don't want to say appropriate, but
well,
why are they asking for something every day, all the time, based on some social media? So
well,
that's
it's
going to be a
That they're going
flourish.
to use something they're going to use for 5 minutes and never pick up again. That you just spent hundreds of dollars on because someone on social media had one. They want one so bad.
or the flip side is Maslow's hierarchy of needs. No matter how much you want to deny it, you need safety, you need food, you need water.
Yeah.
So that's why that.
recycled beer.
No. How about the first run? You can have my recycled beer.
I got it.
Yeah, no, that's not recycled yet.
Oh, you drank out of it.
No, it has a higher sodium content.
That's an important statement. What you need food, you need shelter. That is water. Okay, what kind of water do you need? Do you have to have water imported from the Falls of Netherlands? Is that going to make it better for you?
Well, that's the point. Now you've actually hit it right on the. Now that's the thing.
well
You find
said.
this need, and then you inflate it and you make it better, because if you need a car, well, a Toyota do just fine, but a BMW, it'll still get you there, but it'll be that much more much more better.
Well, you'll get
just
the
like
car
having
and the dream.
first-class seats. I mean, if the plane is going to the same airport, why are you paying $500 more to sit in the first 10 rows as
In the
opposed to the
same-
last 10 rows?
Right.
If the plane crashes, you're all going. It doesn't separate in pieces.
All going to the same place.
Not actually. That's not true. That's
You're
absolutely
safer in first class?
contingent where you are. You're either safer in the rear end or the very front. But the main thing is, if you're over a wing, you're done. You're getting burnt, or in any plane crash or a helicopter crash, you either want to walk away or you want to die, because otherwise you're burnt into submission, or you're sliced into like some type of Chinese or a martial arts movie. You're sliced into multiple bits. But there is a woman, a Czech flight attendant, who in the early 70s was in the tail section of a plane that blew up because there was a mechanical failure, not a bomb, but it fell 33,330 feet to the ground, and she lived.
Okay, well, let's not crash in the ocean then.
Capitalism has a new thing called extraction. Anybody familiar with this new concept?
No.
I'll give you an example of extraction and you'll understand it immediately. You go to the airport and you say, oh, I just got called into a meeting and I got to be there by 4 o'clock. And the person behind the ticket counter says, wow, you must really need this. So what she does is she presses button number 1 on her keyboard, and all the available tickets that pop up for your destination are now doubled.
Wow.
So in other words,
Yeah.
you extraction means you have what people want, but you determine their desire, and if they have a high desire, boom, you multiply the price.
Well, but that's also elastic and inelastic demand, because that demand is inelastic because it's a meeting you have to get to.
No, because if you went up to that same ticket counter and you said, do you happen to have anything for a flight going to so-and-so, and you didn't telegraph the fact of how much you needed it, she would hit button number 2 on the thing.
Well, but it is a more complex question than it reality. Did I have a bruise there? I look like
Why
I
you
got,
get in a bar fight?
It looks
No.
like you got a sinus bruise
With yourself?
yeah, that I didn't get punched in the
Because
face.
you didn't tie one on and start punching yourself and thinking you're another person. Multiples.
Well, Delta Airlines is
You don't
doing
do
some
that? No.
profiling
Oh.
similar to what Richard is talking about. So save me from Delta Airlines profiling.
Continental, they're really good.
Continental doesn't exist anymore.
know.
Continental
They're
was
horrible.
subsumed into Delta. But
Hawaiian Airlines was bought up by Air Alaska recently too.
so?
Well, Hawaiian Airlines is great. They
Yeah,
have
and
really
so
great
is Air,
service.
Alaska Air.
Not as good.
Yeah, neither is Delta. But the best thing about I was a Northwest.
Pan Am.
Oh no, Continental was U.S. Air. Sorry, screw
Yeah,
that. Yeah,
it
it
was.
was Northwest
Can we
was
talk about
Delta.
Extraction. Can we talk about extraction?
Yeah, we should.
Extraction.
What do you have to
of-
say?
What are you
What do you
talking
say,
about?
Prez?
Yeah, give us your thoughts on extraction.
I think that in a capitalist society, that's the natural result of our philosophies, but I don't think it's ethical.
I agree.
Right.
I disagree. I think it's very ethical because you have the option of not paying.
But if you really have to go somewhere, do you have that option? Or if you don't have enough money, then because you can't go, does extraction force you to not be there?
Well, Jason, let me put this into terms that'll tell me about your ethical qualities. Let's say you're selling water on a hot day, and a person comes up to you and says, "Oh, I'm so glad you're here. I haven't had any water at all, and I'm just about ready to pass out." Do you double your price?
No.
Well, then you're ethical.
Yeah.
But
That's all the press is saying.
But I think that it's a long thing to cast ethical things like that, statements like that. Because if I come up to you and say you're unethical, what are you going to think of me? Either I'm a prig, or you have to reevaluate your own things. Am I really unethical? It's a
I
big
don't know
thing.
what you're talking
I would say
about.
that
I
you're
mean, either
what's it?
capitalism is ethical or it's not, and I don't think it is.
Well,
I don't think
No,
it is
and
either. I
in
think it's
stores it's called price gouging. That's
Yes.
what's happening. It's an eloquent way of price gouging.
I got a topic next that ties in
But is
with
it
this.
subjective? Is it subjective? Like what could be ethical to you and not ethical to me?
I hope not.
I hope not too. But I'm
Yeah.
asking if it could be.
okay. Next topic.
Okay,
Vanessa.
let me go here. Okay, Billie Eilish recently tore our friend Elon Musk a new one for hoarding his money, and she said following things like he could provide safe, clean water universally, he could end world hunger, he could save more than 10,000 endangered species, but he chooses to hoard his money, and she called him a I'm gonna cuss because we can, because it's not
Just do it.
restricted. Fucking pathetic pussy bitch coward, and I love that, and I agree with that.
But is he hoarding his money? Because he's involved with a lot of things, a lot of projects, a lot of help people.
Well, he-
What, like Doge, where he got a bunch of money from ripping off the American public?
Well, I guess he started off in PayPal, right?
Was it
And
PayPal?
then
Yeah,
the
PayPal was one of his-
Palantir
one of his early
guy,
things.
someone
He
else
started out in his
made
inherited-
fortunes.
his
But
inherited money-
philosophy is that empathy is the greatest weakness of Western civilization.
Let me tell you how he
Wow.
started. He started with his money from his rich daddy from his apartheid era emerald mines in South Africa. You want to talk
Right.
about slave labor? There you go. That's how he was originally funded. He didn't originally create himself, neither did Trump. Oh yeah,
Oh, we know that.
What
I'm
you
talking
like
about
Trump? You
his
like that
individual
pedophile
fortune.
Mick?
He came from apartheid.
Yeah, he
money.
did. He came from
And I
apartheid
guess
money.
now that's going to be the new immigration status, white South Africans. But
Right.
I'm talking about his individual collaboration. And
Well, yeah. Well, after he inherited
led to
his money, yeah, he went
building
into
up
the
his
PayPal
compound with all his,
Yeah.
I don't know, baby mamas out there.
Well, he has many baby mama. So many
Yeah.
baby mama, like Thurston Howell III, great rapper. You know Thurston Howell III?
No.
He's got the song "How Many Made Baby Mama."
Why?
You'd like it.
No, I probably wouldn't. Why did Thurston Howell III bring $25 million in cash to Gilligan's Island for a 3-hour tour?
Because that's what the
question.
script writers wrote. That thought it would be amusing. Doesn't have to represent
See-
reality.
Two people think concretely: adolescents and schizophrenics. That's concrete
Three.
thinking.
Me. Hi.
Yeah, that because if it's not about Vanessa, she has to break it, or she has to
What?
bring it to a halt.
I'm not talking
Well-
about me. I'm talking about social issues right here.
You know, for a while there, one of the things that therapists would say to their clients is, which character on Gilligan's Island do you identify with?
Ginger. What about you?
The professor.
That's it.
Oh yeah, the professor. What about you, Richard? Are you Mary Ann? What the heck are you?
I don't participate in those little studies.
Well, you have to. You're forced to pick one. Which one are you gonna
You have
pick?
to answer your own questions.
Well, what's his
Answer
name?
your own
Alan Hale
questions.
Jr. Alan, the skipper, was always funny. Even when he was dying of cancer, he still went to the Children's Hospital of L.A. and was talking to the kids and, hey, my buddy, and the kids are like loving it, even though he can barely stand up. He's been dead like 40 years.
He was the captain from Captain and Tennille. He had the hat and shit and played the synthesizers.
No, that was Daryl Dragon.
Love will keep us together. Like the show, we're all full of love and we're all kept together. Like, look at all the love in here. There's so much love. Like
No, but
the
Tony
LeSeraphim
Tennille is
song.
5'10".
You know, this is 5'10".
Okay.
We're gonna get into something that's 5'10" soon.
Brian, give me a topic.
Okay, is there sustenance in if you're putting yourself down for something, okay, no matter what it is, and I refuse to let you do that because I see the good in said problem that you're having with yourself. Is there sustenance, or am I just enabling you to be more upset with yourself? Like, I can't do this because of such and such reason, and I say you can because of whatever reason. Am I making it worse or better in the long run?
Well, that's the whole question, because there's push and pull everywhere. Unfortunately, there are very few yeses and nos. That multifactorial always applies. And so your question is great, because what I always get, it's morbid humor, but people that are psychotically depressed, that are suicidal, they don't even have the juice to get up. And when they get their counseling and their antidepressants enough to raise up, they get just enough energy to kill themselves. And so it's morbid humor, but it's a little funny in a very dark way. They get just enough energy, now they can get up, and their first action is to waste themselves.
How do they find a way that actually works if they don't have a rifle?
I could list 100 ways to kill yourself, but I'm not going to tell you that. And there's a thing called the internet. There's a list of them.
No, there aren't. You type that crap in and you get those stupid phone numbers flashing at you to call crisis services.
I asked that question because I had a dark period after, addiction, but once beginning recovery, I went through a little dark period, which was just depression, and I found out it was just me grieving the lifestyle and the drugs I was using. I wasn't depressed at all. But the counselors and the medication, and inpatient rehab, they wanted to tell me I was depressed. I'm not. Like, I'm off the meds now. Like, I'm fine. But they didn't realize there was a difference between grieving and depression. But that's about.
Isn't depression a mental condition, though? It's not necessarily how you feel at the time. That would be sadness.
Right.
Yeah, because depression, like people say, oh, you're so bipolar. No, you can't go from manic to depressed in one day. I mean, it takes time.
My mother could in 1 hour.
Yeah, and that's exactly wrong.
That's true. I saw it.
That's not what it was. People just being
Well, it was
erratic is different from being bipolar.
Oh, she was diagnosed bipolar, though, so.
Jason, you seem to have a lot of faith in these categories that psychiatrists have come up with.
Because they're hard codified, that you get a rubric that you say this versus the feelings, that neurasthenia, or you're an alienist. You're going back to 125 years ago. I mean, trephination, man.
Freud. You
Do
believe
you
in
link
Freud?
that to the archetypes of Jung?
Oh,
at
yeah,
all?
good question.
I don't know enough about Freud and Jung to really say. I don't have that structure, so I can't make a judgment on that. I would be remiss. I'd be talking out of my ass, like I always do, but in this case, I'm admitting it.
Well, I guess the archetypes, I only say that because I did a project on it some time ago, is sage, innocence, explorer, hero, magician, jester, caregiver, lover, outlaw. Did I say creator?
You did not.
Are these
Okay,
archetypes?
creator. And then, regular guy.
These are archetypes, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, we could apply them to the show. Some of us meet different.
It's another
ones.
variation of the Gilligan's Island test, right?
Yeah.
So you give these categories, you say, which one are you?
Well, Richard, since you won't choose, you get to be Mary Ann.
Well, that's like the whole thesis of Divergent. That people are bucketed one of these five. not having more than one. So that's if you're service or you're warrior, that's what you get, which kind of defeats the whole purpose, because we're multifactorial. We can do multiple things. Are you a photographer or are you a philosopher, Richard?
Why not both?
Well, I think the premise is that you can be any of them at any given
Oh
time.
yeah, it can be a whole. You can. They are
thank you.
They are legion. You can.
Yeah, you've said that already. Stop.
Right. No, what? It's a great quote. It applies to many things.
What is this? What is this next picture you got here with Clinton and them? I can see
Oh,
it.
so this is great. Here, this is our next topic.
No.
Here we go. Clinton's been accused of getting it on with President Bill, slurking the salami, as it were. And that's the hot new topic. So I wrote a haiku because I'm part Japanese. Hot custard ropes, both thick and copious, blasted down the Donald's throat. Isn't that
Your-
beautiful?
No, your
yeah.
first line only has 4 syllables. It's wrong.
Sorry,
No,
I
it's
asked.
right. I say it's right, so it is.
It's not.
Right? Yeah.
575.
It's double. It's
575
double plus
is
right.
haiku.
No, that was a haiku.
So what exactly is that topic?
It's our topic is our friend Donald J. Trump is accused of Lewinskying Bill Clinton, and Putin has photographs. That's the hot new topic right now. Are you not
I don't
following
believe anything
social?
that can be made up.
Are you not following like social
I don't
media, the
believe
hot new
anything can be
topics?
Made up because with modern technology, you can modify pictures. You can
No,
modify.
no.
There's a big lawsuit going on
Putin
right now
has the
about his
photos.
doing.
That's why he's scared
There's
of
a
Putin.
lawsuit right now of AI generated images
No doubt.
that are putting pieces of real people on with.
You've got this too. That's not AI generated.
And part of the deepfake movement. And so there's a family who is right now in the process of suing Google and some other connected people.
Oh yeah, I did see that.
Yes, because they deepfaked pictures of their daughter
who
who's
was it?
only
Was that yours?
13 and spread
No.
them around. So, some of this AI and false imagery is starting to emerge and going to be facing some legal battles.
Well,
is
right here, this
appropriate. It
isn't
shouldn't be
What does
accessible.
AI have to do with the email released?
right. The
Well,
email,
it's about the images. I'm talking about
the images.
We
There,
have
there
there's
is no
actual
image.
images.
However,
There could be, but we don't know that.
yeah,
And I
that's the
doubt
thing
it
that if
highly.
because
That's
it was
so-
just a
that's-
one line in the email that said about does Putin have the picture of Trump whatever Bubba? So you have to assume one that Bubba is Bill Clinton,
Yeah, who else could it be?
and it's not just them being the schmucks that they were. But that's the thing that there's an old the older the pictures are, that's a harder thing to fake. You know, the graininess. You know, you can look at it and you can tell what's real, or like that picture of Lee Harvey Oswald standing there, and then that was changed where he's holding the rifle. That was one that was an early one, or like the picture of the guy in the Soviet Union that was rubbed out of the picture. I think it was Lavrov that they rubbed him out of the side of the picture.
origin of this that just sounds like trash. I mean, and there's nobody that I detest on the planet more than Donald Trump.
Well, Trump's a
unless it's Elon
scumbag.
Musk.
He'll screw anything that moves with a hole, if you think about it. It doesn't matter what
Yeah,
age,
I'm not
sex,
buying
or
that one,
gender. I totally buy it. The elite are all in with each other anyway, so why wouldn't he? Used to be in with the Democrats. He used to be in with Hillary and Bill Clinton, and then he defected because the Democrats wouldn't embrace him. So he figured, how am I going to get power? I'm going to go with the Republicans and parrot their party line
No, that's not-
and satisfy my narcissism.
No, that's not how it went. What
Tell
he said,
me how it went.
Let me talk.
I will.
Don't interrupt me.
No, I asked
You are so rude.
No, I asked
that-
you to explain.
No, the thing. Stop.
Okay,
Stop.
I did.
No, you didn't. That Trump said up front, you can do anything to the Republicans. You can manipulate them. That's all he did. That he said that himself 20 years ago. That's all. It wasn't this big nefarious thing. He's not that smart.
Lori Michaels pointed out that this week's South Park episode was all about AI-generated content.
I've never watched one
Yes.
episode of South Park all the way through.
That's sort of wise.
They're very, the writers are very focused on, ideas that are floating around at the time.
Oh, I know.
Like the show.
There's things to life that a lot of people are afraid to. They've been sued numerous times, but because they go the extra length to make sure they get
Extra
reality
length.
like, points across, and they worry about courts and stuff later.
Well, it's parody. So if it's parody, that's covered by.
Right. Well, Bill Clinton has extra length.
Try to do these things, but they won't. South Park just takes the initiative, and then they worry about the what do you call it, the fallout afterwards.
They're part of that small group of artists that are willing
No.
to take on power.
We're not doing that picture.
Which one? No,
oh.
that's if someone brings something up.
The K-pop. No.
Yeah.
Okay. Celeste, you got a topic.
Well,
Clock is
I
on.
really wanted to find out what the opinions are of the legislation that they try to sneak into the open the government bill, or reopen the government, where the Republicans were putting in a provision where 8 of the senators are Republican who could sue the government for their releasing their phone records, and the other who were investigated, and the one person they left off, not included in that, was Mark Kelly, a Democrat.
Wasn't that, it was like 8 out of 12 or something, right?
Yeah.
No, it's 8 out of
and
9.
So all the Republicans were named, or the provisions who signed on to it, with the exception of Democratic Senator. Mark
But
Kelly.
also there was one Republican House member. He was left out too because the senators shit on the members of the House. I didn't know.
Literally?
Yeah.
No, not literally. You're a literalist. No, that's an idiomatic term.
So
Right.
yeah, and it shows a lot about how the Senate Democrats that caved.
Cowards.
Yeah, and I have a theory about that. You know, of the 8 Senate Democrats that decided to capitulate, they're all due to retire.
Right.
I have a feeling that a lobbyist said to them, you know, we could have a dark money interest deposit $3 million into your retirement account if you were to change your views, and no one would find out about it. Possible?
Absolutely.
Definitely.
It's
It's
possible, but
plausible.
I'm going with the fact that the reality is the Republicans, come hell or high water, people will die on the ground, jump off bridges. They were not going to vote to support the extension of the Affordable Care Act, aka Obamacare.
Well, do you remember?
They weren't going to do it.
Do you remember 10 years ago when Harry Reid was the majority leader and he was just as bad? I mean, you know, when you look at it,
I don't remember
They're two
that.
wings of the same bird. They're basically both right-wing parties. One's just centrist right and the other's far right.
they're all about money.
Yeah.
That's the top and bottom. I mean,
greed. It's all money and,
And I
greed.
get, you know, I supported the Republicans standing down, but I've said publicly it was a noble kamikaze mission. You didn't have enough votes, and you weren't going to get enough votes because, you know, Trump would kill people. You know, I'm not saying that in that respect.
Oh, no,
He wanted to
Hillary would do
filibuster
that.
because he wanted to move forward with his plan. He's been talking about it since 2016. Marjorie Taylor Greene was just on television saying Obamacare ruined her family and they need to get together and put together this great Republican bill. So all they're going to do is overhaul the ACA and take Obamacare out of it.
No,
I think
they-
if it was named something else, they might have considered it. I don't know.
Big Mike
But
care.
from day one, it was a valiant effort, but they weren't going to get it.
no, they're not going to
And
do
they
any
were gonna
overhaul.
actually-
That's
No,
not.
they're not. They're
no,
never
that's
gonna do
absolutely
it.
it. Because even
No.
one of the people, a reporter asked, "What is your plan?" And he said, "Oh, it was Dr. Oz said, why would we show our cards? Why would we tell you? Tell us. Give me something. Give me something."
There's something that's going to be, we're going to rearrange 300 or 400 paragraphs out of the ACA and put Trump's name on it. That's the plan. Mark my words, that's what's going to happen. Because Thune is already backing down out of the vote. And, you know, so I think it was an effort to show that you're willing to stand up, but you know, like they say, you don't go to a gunfight with swords. So that's what happened. They were trying to stand on principle for their constituents. But you know, by the time your kid gets hung, they didn't count on how cruel and nasty the administration was going to be. Like, take away SNAP benefits, don't
should've
give
known.
back pay. They
I
did
think
not
it'd be
think that they would be that
reloaded, James.
hateful, right?
Yeah, the
And so it was the lack of decency was a shock.
Yeah, but that's a feature, not a bug.
Well, here it is. That was if those elected officials, their phones are ringing off the hook, and their constituents are saying things like, I can't buy baby food. I don't have this. I don't have that. If I were, and I didn't have, but if I had a baby and I needed to buy formula and that formula was tied to EBT or SNAP and I couldn't get it, I'm coming to your office and I'm stomping on your desk and I'm going to say, I don't care what you do. I don't care what you do. I need this for my family right now.
And then they would arrest you
And
and
then
not
they
care.
say to you, then go out and get a job.
I'm just saying they were flooded by their constituents about being
Did you see that?
they needed to be
that couple-
responsible. So you know you're fighting the war, but like I said, you're going to crash your plane into the battleship, right? You went down fighting, and that's how that is. Now you
Okay,
know there
but
might be
did you-
something else, but I'm sure at some point they said I can't.
Let these
keep
guys
doing this."
talk.
No, it's all right. Did you see the one about there's a couple, they're I don't know if that they're suing, but they were bragging so much that they were not working and they were whatever with their food stamps. Then they got cut and then they were complaining about their food stamps. Then a CPS worker showed up and she realized that the company that the family rather that is suing for defamation of character, they're driving like Beamers and they're whatever, collecting Social Security and food stamps and whatnot. Well, TikTok or YouTube, whatever it was, exposed them for being able-bodied and ready to work.
Where are the
They-
jobs? Where are the jobs? Where are the jobs for them to work at? That's a
Don't
big
interrupt
problem.
Brian.
Well,
Oh.
and let's
I
look
work
at a
at-
ratio.
listen,
When
I work
something
at Denny's.
feeds
I don't make
4
excuses.
million
I work-
people
I
or
work-
40
I
million
work at-
people, however million
Let-
people it
let-
is.
Brian
and you
was
have
still talking.
0.01% of abuse.
Chaos.
Stop. Brian, continue.
Thank you. Listen, I work at Denny's. There's jobs. You just need to find them. Okay, like I'm about to have a second job at Mighty Taco. There are jobs. I don't. You just need.
Talk.
But what I'm saying is, they were living off the government, and they're able-bodied, and what they're upset about, they're more upset that they got exposed and that now they have to go work, more than the fact that they got, or no, they were more upset that they got caught than the fact that now they have to go work.
We got another question, and though, are they able-minded? That plays into it too, because often you can look at
Absolutely,
someone and you
they're
can
scamming, they know
you
what
can
they're-
think they're able-minded, able-bodied, but they're really not. You can't see inside someone's mind what's going on and whether that's true or not.
Well, but you can see in their mind what they express externally. I mean, I could think of a nurse that he had some personality disorder. I mean, you could ask him, what time is it? And he'd get on your case. Or if the sky blue. So he didn't work in the regular ED. He worked in triage because that was the fewest where it could be. Or like guys, the one percenters, the outlaw bikers. Antisocial personality disorder, well, two people get together, they're friends. They're not interacting like friends, like we'd think it, but in their minds, you know, it's a like soul. So, and if you're schizophrenic and you're saying, oh, I can't walk over there because there's a puddle of blood, or I can't go through that door because somebody's standing there, that's evident of what's inside your mind. But what does it take to work the cash register at Tim Hortons?
I don't know. They can't run it at Jim's Steakout, that's for sure. So who the heck knows?
Because, I mean, there's two speeds at Tim Hortons. Either they're the kids who are techno super, they have your order in before you can finish saying it, or the ones that's like they've never seen a keyboard before.
Yeah.
And
So I'm trying to understand this argument. Are you saying there's plenty of jobs out there, Brian and
No,
Jason?
my argument is, if you're, what shows is you're more upset that you got caught leeching off the government programs than the fact that you have to go back to work. What shows is that the laziness and the, I don't know the word, what I'm saying is, it shows where the generational shift is now. People that are still work ethical, you know, have their
What
work ethic
generational
intact.
shift is this? What are you talking about?
I just went through 12 years of active addiction. I didn't work. I didn't want to work. I didn't want to do anything. And I came out and now I'm back to, you know, I'm working but I'm learning as I go. But what I'm saying is there should be no excuses. If
Why
you can
not?
physically
Sometimes
work,
there are.
you know?
Yeah, that's
reasons.
think
Sometimes there's
I'm
reasons.
not sure that we should be that
There
the
is.
comparison is too big.
That's too. Yeah, it's
you
too
can't
vast.
make you
I
can't make
wouldn't
the
say
exception of the
comparison.
rule.
What about those that are leeching off the system and working off the books?
Well,
Yeah.
they're smart. I mean, look at the politicians. They're all scumbags. They're getting kickbacks from lobbyists and stuff
but
that
that's
ain't
what the problem is.
documented.
The problem is-
So, like,
problems
what
that
about the
have-
billionaires that are getting all? There's your problem. This is a division, a false division between the lower classes to keep them from rising up against the oligarchs and the 1% at the top. It's divide and conquer.
Well, I agree with that, but the thing is, if you want people to be ethical at the top, you need to be ethical yourself in order.
Larry's back to personal attacks. I'm going to ignore him.
It's about being ethical. That's
Not being ethical.
Well,
I see.
if there's a social problem like people being, how many people are on food stamps or SNAP?
That, I don't know.
Do you look at the statistics, and if there's, say, 99% who deserve it and 1% who don't, do you focus on the 1%? I say it's a bad
my
idea.
point.
That's a bad
That's
idea.
my
I
point
agree.
Precisely.
yeah.
See, the idea is like of systematic and generational entrenchment in public benefits, because the whole idea about SNAP and about social welfare was you bring yourself up. You don't come to expect it. You say thanks for the hand.
It was for like an emergency, right?
Yeah, or temporary. Just like why unemployment benefits are limited. That and because again, like the free water. Well, it's too warm. Well, screw you. It's free. You can't
recycled
bitch
beer.
about what you're getting.
Recycled beer is warm water, tasty too, right from the tap.
Stop.
Oh, sorry.
You said you would not be vulgar.
Okay, I won't be vulgar. Okay.
That's vulgar.
That's vulgar?
That's Eurolagnia.
Okay, well, I thought it was sort of funny.
Nobody laughed.
I did.
No, you didn't.
6 voices in my head did.
Richard, I can see it burning in your eyes. What's your next topic?
He's burning hot like La
Well,
Seraphim.
no, we have to move on to the Prez.
Oh,
Yeah, the Prez. I got his topic. I got your images, Prez. Here we go.
Okay.
Love thy neighbor, Jack.
Oh. Mary Martin. That was
that was Jack Benny's girlfriend.
no, that was Dano's mother.
Okay, that too. But Jack Benny's awesome.
So, Prez, what's your topic? Go ahead, fire away.
I wanted to know, Vanessa, how did I phrase it?
You want to know about loving thy neighbor, right? And how
Yes.
how to go about that, and what people think of that, and what they would do, right? Is that what you were
Yes,
saying?
exactly. Yes. Yep, that's it.
See, the Machne knows. Machne help out. At me.
So, what is each of your opinions on what you should do to help other people? If you love your neighbor, you should help them, correct?
True.
I feel like
Agree.
we talked about this a little bit earlier. I feel like if it causes me to suffer a little bit financially, or physically, or something, I'm finding myself more and more enjoying helping other people because I know what it's like needing that hand.
That's because you're a good true Christian, and you walk the walk.
Yeah, so if it hurts me a little financially or physically, but if I know you're suffering and you need it, I want to try to be there.
I'm the same. I agree.
And I think love your neighbor. It's also like Celeste and I had talked about a recent show. It's also about mutual respect. I mean, even if you don't show me respect, I'm going to show you respect because that's the right thing to do. But I think those both qualify as love your neighbor.
Mm-hmm. Very good. Okay, did you want to expound on this?
Richard, what do you think love your neighbor is?
I would think that it would be looking at a person's needs. Remember what we said? You got to have
like communism, from each according to their abilities, to each according to their needs.
a person's needs, housing, medical,
Yeah,
and what was the third one that you mentioned? You said
I would
there's-
say affection and warmth, but people
Where's
aren't
the
going to
food?
agree with that. But food,
and
yeah.
food, yeah, right. And then Vanessa brought up, the things for people's mental health.
Yeah, mental health care is important too.
So I think we should work on setting up a society that embraces those things.
yeah, I agree.
Very good. Yeah.
Well,
Hey, Prez, what do you have to say?
it's such a complicated issue because there's a lot of dynamics that exist in our society that aren't based on that.
That's for sure.
So it's ideally yes, but I mean, it all comes down to the 1% claiming 90% of the wealth.
Yeah, like Billie Eilish was saying in regards to Mr. Musk. Hey, let's
Donate a bunch of money.
Let's get into Billie Eilish donated a bunch of money. She's a great person. She's doing more than politicians.
Yeah, see, this is your black and
No,
white.
she is. She's a good person.
Oh, that's great.
That is great.
How much did
how's
she
that not
give?
Great. She gave about $12 million, which is a lot for her in comparison to what she has.
I didn't know. I was just asking. I just heard about it.
Yeah, she gave about $12 million. She had about $33 million. That's a pretty good chunk. I have
Yeah.
nothing but respect for Billie Eilish. Her
Yeah, her.
lyrics are amazing. Her videos are amazing. What she stands for is amazing, and she walks the walk and talks the talk. Nothing but pure respect for Billie Eilish.
Well,
She's young doing that sort of humane.
Yeah,
work.
she is.
she also
She's young.
gave up all her baggy clothes. You saw what she did. Was it in Vogue when she had the bustier on?
Oh yeah,
That,
well, fashion's fun, and she's having fun with in different ways with
Well,
fashion.
you know what was funny is I know a guy that he's an anesthesiologist in Orchard Park, and he had a friend who got an invite to was it to the Emmys or to the
Grammys?
Let me
Oh,
stop.
sorry, I'm trying to help you.
No, you're not helping me. Be quiet.
trying to help you think. I
Shut
thought-
up.
thought you
That's very
forgot.
rude, but stop.
Huh.
That it was either the Emmys or the Grammys, and they specified that you have to wear white tie or black tie. You have to, or you won't be admitted, unless you are a star of such stature that you have a specific look. Like, who is the guy with the hat who sang Happy?
Happy?
Happy, you know,
Pharrell.
What era?
Pharrell.
what was
Pharrell.
it?
Pharrell.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Pharrell.
Pharrell.
Pharrell could wear his hat, or Billie Eilish could wear, she had a Gucci rags suit, but her brother Phineas had to wear a suit, and it
That's
was
right.
made of the same, it was the same material, but he had to have the whole suit with the tie because he wasn't famous enough.
Oh, I remember that.
And he was supporting her, but her signature look was looking like a vagabond or a ragamuffin.
It worked for her. It was a good look.
That wasn't the point. She has
But
a
it-
definitive look. Like, yeah, that,
That's an interesting rule they set up.
well, it was
Still
like
good
Gilbert
look.
O'Sullivan in 1971. Suddenly,
He's sang Alone Again Naturally.
Alone Again Naturally. He sang that, but he had this white puffy shirt on, and he's sitting. He had to go back, sit in the audience. He had to go up again. He's still wearing his white puffy shirt because they wouldn't let him change. But because that was his look,
Yeah.
he had to wear that.
Yeah, great
Vanessa might
reference.
know this. Who was it that wore that purse that was made out of ice? They froze it and put a flower in it. Was it Billie Eilish recently?
Was it Billy? I don't
Oh,
know.
I don't know. I just
I don't
remember.
know that one.
A flower from Etsy and froze it in a chunk of water, and that was the purse for the night.
Oh, that's wonderful. We gotta look into that.
Yeah, it was pretty cool.
Art. Fashion is art.
Well, it's what about the meat suit worn by Lady Gaga?
Oh, the
Gee,
meat suit.
they-
We're all in meat suits because we
That was
incarnated through Samsara onto this dimension in meat suits
No, we're just meat bags. You
Oh,
know,
we are
we're
meat bags,
We're
yeah.
meat bags that are attached to a skeleton.
and a soul. Don't you think?
No,
You don't believe in the soul?
No.
Hey, Prez, get in on this. What about the soul?
The soul is your emotions and thoughts, so you don't have a soul.
What? He doesn't have a soul. He has
nobody
emotions
would
and thoughts?
nobody would define the soul as that. The emotions of thought. Nobody
Hey,
would define it as that.
he is.
Right.
Well, he does, but that doesn't. If
You have a spirit in addition to the soul.
Oh, the spirit you're talking about. Oh, like the
You have a
Halloween
spirit
store.
and a soul?
I guess you're both. Why not
is that
both?
like a basement and a cellar, or a Davenport and a couch, or
That's
I try to
J.G.
relate
Vance
to it
about the
honestly,
couch.
You're just trying to be difficult. I asked him if he was trying to deal with it realistically or if he was just trying to be difficult.
Oh, are
No.
you trying? Yeah.
no? I don't need to be difficult. I mean that's an open-ended and a very weird way to say it. That's not a definition of a soul. That's your individual definition that no one else shares. And if you don't, people don't understand what you're saying.
When I was taught in my church.
Oh, okay. So that group, which I don't even know them, but
Scientology. That's my church. I love it. I'll get on the cans. I scrub the thetans. Don't you do that? Scrub the thetans sometimes. Send them back to the volcano in Hawaii.
the idea of a soul can't be proven, and
a lot of things can't be proven.
Well, what about the spirit can't be proven, but the soul can be because we all have thoughts and emotions.
that's not logical. That has no basis. In fact, that's what they call no
If you
formation.
Accept that as a definition. It is logical.
Thoughts and emotions make a soul. That's not what any. That's metaphysical.
Well, what the press is doing, he's launching onto a trend in theology where you redefine things. So what you do is you take something that you know exists and you say, well, that's what this is. So the soul is, emotions and thoughts. Or you say God is love, love exists. Hey, God exists. You see what I mean?
That's a tautology.
Hey, Prez, I want you to respond to what he just said.
Yeah, I think that to say that that because we have thoughts and emotions that God exists, the Bible teaches that creation points to God, so you don't have any excuse to not believe in God because creation is already a statement about Him.
So horses and dogs have emotions. So do they have souls? And they certainly have thoughts.
Yeah.
They have animus. They have energy. They have life, force. Is that soul?
No, you can't. I just think this is a fallacious argument. This is like
I was told it's like this. Your personality is like your soul.
so. What about people struck by lightning and their personality changes?
Then their soul
Yeah.
changes.
I don't know. That wasn't a statement. That was a question to say.
Oh,
But I was.
Well, you're it's like I would have to say probably because but you believe that your soul is tied to your body.
no, I don't believe there's any soul. I think that we're just a natural progression of evolution, and this is where we're at.
You
And
don't
we
think
create.
we have consciousness?
Consciousness.
No, that's not. You're putting a different definition on it. If you say that,
I took consciousness in college.
and did you give it back?
Basically, the main point of it was that they couldn't say anything that would prove that there was consciousness, even though that was the goal.
Huh.
No, I just not as a punk rocker, just as a punk. Lori, that was a
prison
good eye.
punk?
That I just had the hair and I did it. And I said, hey, I could do this week, so I put it up. And
Looks
but I think
slick.
that this is bringing the conversation to an absolute halt. I mean, the existence of a soul. What does that even mean? Because
Hey,
you're making your own
Richard,
definition.
What
when
do you think?
If you have emotions and thoughts, you have a soul.
Yeah, I don't know any academics that might agree with that.
I wonder what Richard thinks.
So what do you classify feelings and emotions as?
That's just your persona of being conscious as a
I'm asking
human.
you a question. If you have thoughts and emotions, what do you say that classify that as?
I just did. Consciousness, being alert and aware. I mean, it's not some what like you make it to be some theological huge thing. No, it's very simple. That's what we have. We have awareness.
You view us as the natural result of a bag of meat, and I think it goes beyond that.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay, Richard, what do you think of this whole thing, this soul thing?
I think that we're all presented as we go out into the world with ideology and reality. So ideology is what we're involved in here with the press, and then reality is, you say, I take my blood pressure every day.
Oh,
So
what is reality?
Reality's talking to me.
How do you define reality, though?
When you had that pain in your gut, that was reality. See?
But actually, pain is subjective. So I mean, the reality is only to that person.
Oh,
you know,
yeah, it
because
could
that's
be
why we talk.
psychosomatic.
Pain is not the fifth vital sign because signs are objectively detectable, like your blood pressure, or your body temperature, or your pulse, or your neural status. But
So you're
things
saying
like
reality is like if we both see a lampshade on the table, it's reality because we both see it.
I guess
I mean,
that,
Well, I would say that if you, I wouldn't say that the fact that we both see it, but the fact that anybody could see it
Okay.
would bring it into reality.
and
That makes-
But what about the pain that you're experiencing that you don't tell anybody else about, and you're still experiencing it? Is that not real?
well, like
I say
mushroom
yes.
trips?
I say yes. I say a person's pain is part of their reality.
Oh,
but
yeah.
but psychological pain and physical pain can look a lot alike. There's the Kuvad syndrome, which is the broken. No, not Kuvad. The Japanese one was the broken heart syndrome. I remember a patient I had on a Saturday because they were on vacation. What do you want to not do on vacation? Is have crushing chest pain. But it looked like a myocardial infarction. There were T-wave changes on the EKG. The troponin, which is the muscle tissue, that was positive. Sent her to Erie. They cathed her, and she was clean. It was clean. There was nothing in there. So they called it the name's right on the tip of my tongue, but it's Japanese. That's the broken heart syndrome, where it has all the markings of being an MI, but no, there's no there. There's no clot there. Like pseudocyesis, when the people think they're pregnant, but they're not. It has all the signs of it, except there's no fetus there.
Well, what you're doing is you're giving us your ideology about their pain, but you're not denying their pain.
No, but that's the thing that people, you can, that chest pain, you can have chest pain from psychological reasons. And so,
Takotsubo?
what?
Takotsubo?
Oh, Takotsubo. Yeah, Takotsubo. Cardiomyopathy. That's what Takotsubo. That's what I was thinking of Hashimoto's and Takayasu's arthritis. I was thinking of all those because all those white guys all look the same to me.
Yeah, they do.
But that's that's the thing that because the two things that your smooth muscle responds to are stretch and anoxia. So you have gas
What's
pains, you're like,
anoxia?
Anoxia is a lack of oxygen to your muscle tissue. So that's like, crushing chest pain. Anoxia, or like people with dead gut. Pain out of proportion to exam. But the stretch of gas pains is as bad as somebody having the big one.
Right.
And that's why. So, I mean, you can absolutely.
What is emotion and thoughts and consciousness? What is that?
It's an aspect of your consciousness.
I mean, that's being aware of, alert and aware of your surroundings, able to avoid hazards. I mean,
Did anyone see the photographs that were on the news that famous medical researchers were able to take a photograph of the inside of a human cell?
Wow, no.
And when you compare that, it was really spectacular, vivid, colorful shapes, sizes. It looked very similar to pictures that the Hubble had taken of various galaxies.
Right.
Oh, I love the pattern recognition.
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
Right.
It goes forever
So
in
the
and forever out.
implication would be that humans are a supernova, which is why we're born.
Yeah.
you're a firework.
That's a great song,
Yes, and then we
Supernova by
fizzle and
aespa.
die. Right. That's the life cycle of a star, and the implication of the images of the human cells looked very much like the images of the galaxy. So
So,
that would say
Can
we
relate
have
to that.
alrighty. So,
we have a galactical consciousness,
well,
but it's based on
Galactus.
a life like a supernova.
Well, there's that new movie out about Bruce Springsteen. It's about recording the album Nebraska, and there's a song called "Reason to Believe." And Sal, the Prez needs a reason to believe, because if God didn't exist, we'd have to create him. And I mean, I'm not shitting on anybody's beliefs, because what you believe is what you do, But proselytizing is trying to make other people believe it. And
It's called witnessing.
You just said that you didn't want to step on my beliefs, but you said but.
no, what I'm saying is, you can have your beliefs, but don't proselytize. Don't try to convert me, because you won't convert me to Islam,
You're
to
trying
Judaism,
convert me with everything you say.
Scientology.
that's garbage.
That's the best.
No, it isn't the
garbage.
best. See, that's what you say it. When
No,
you
it
say
is.
everything,
Lord Xenu is the best.
that's garbage. Stop.
Trash.
Okay, so we have just under 30 seconds left. Who has spoken the least? Richard, give us the last 30 seconds. No, you get 25 seconds, and I get the last 10 seconds.
Oh, wow. Let's see if
Go
I can
ahead.
get this out in 25 seconds. The person who did Breaking Bad,
Yeah, Vince Gilligan,
he now has a new series out.
Pluribus.
And I'd like to tell the members of the panel the theory of this. This is clever as anything. I'm looking forward to seeing it. An alien species has caused nearly all of humanity to be optimistic, peaceful, and always happy.
Okay,
But in
Okay.
return, their individuality and full range of emotions are gone.
you're done. Thanks for coming, y'all. I release you.
Yeah.